Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. And we're changing gears a bit. So last month or so we've been doing a lot of helicopter projects. We tend to fly mostly helicopters in the winter because you can get in and out of the field even if there's snow. You don't have to worry about the runway. Come summertime, that's airplane time. So one project that I've been wanting to get to and I'm going to start is some updates on the triplane before the summer scale meet season starts up. So if you haven't seen this one before, I did a couple of videos on certain sections of this, but I've never done a real overview, which I'll have to work on that. This is my quarter scale Fokker DR1 triplane that I built from a Balsa USA kit. I did a lot of modifications to this thing, really scaled it out with fabric, stitching, custom paint job. I did a custom scratch built scale cockpit with a full body pilot and all that. I have this nice scale landing gear that was designed by my friend Scott Annis. Suspension bungee landing gear that's the real scale size. And the most distinctive change that anybody who's familiar with Balsa USA's will recognize in an instant that gives it away, this thing isn't stock, is the cowl. So Balsa USA kits, to make them easy to build, they come with this ABS molded plastic cowl that's really deep so that it's easy to fit an engine in there. But the real thing was quite shallow because they used rotary engines that were very shallow. So I got this nice spun aluminum scale profile cowl from Glenn Torrance. He had a few left over from when he used to make museum scale triplane kits a very long time ago. We're talking, God, 30 years ago now, probably. So we had a few left over, and I called him up and actually got one of them, which was pretty cool. So I modified that. You had to do some work to get the engine to fit, but it really looks nice. There's two things, though, that I didn't get to do before I finished building it that I want to work on this year for this season. Number one is I never installed a scale dummy engine. So we got this DA35 that fits really tight to the cowl. I always figured there wasn't enough space. But I've seen a couple of guys at the field with similar setups that have dummy engines, and there's a few outfits that make nice 3D printed ones that are really easy to put together. So I got this 3D printed scale engine. I'll probably look and throw a link to it in the description when I post this video. And what I'm going to do is have to modify this a bit to clear. You can see I already started grinding away to clear the muffler. And I'm going to have to do a couple other mods to get it to fit up there. But I'm going to fit this in front of the real engine. Now, it's not going to be perfect. The back side of it, you're going to see this. But I think from the front, it'll give it a pretty decent illusion. And they even gave you these nice copper intake pipes, which will look pretty cool when they're attached. So it's 20 feet standoff scale, but it's going to give you a nice illusion of that. So we're going to get that done. The other thing is a mistake I made on the build was making the air intake tubes for the engine way too small, right? I think this is 3/8 inch tubing. The scale size is a lot bigger, so I got this 3/4 inch. Oh, the camera's getting funky on me. This 3/4 inch aluminum tube that I'm going to cut and put a couple of pieces there to correct that. And I'm also going to use this for the Sopwith camel that Joey and I are working on. So a couple quick updates. I don't see how this is going to be any more than a week's worth of work. I'll do a few videos on it and then try to wrap up with a whole overview video. We'll go through the entire build and show you what I've done on this thing to date, which should be, I hope, pretty interesting. I hope you learn a few things, and definitely looking forward to getting this thing out to the field and get to some events this year with it. That's it for now. I hope you enjoy and stay tuned for more. Thanks.